Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Jordan here bringing you another video. Today we've got episode 6 of our Pittsburgh Penguins franchise mode here in NHL 26. So we're sitting here at the trade deadline of year number 2, and it hasn't exactly been the prettiest year for us. We're 28, 31, and 6. If we take a look here, we're 7th in the Metro. And if we just take a look at the entire league, let's see here. So we're what, eighth place right now? So we're not close to DuPont. But we're also, like we're not really close to the playoffs, right? Like it's pretty clear we're gonna miss the playoffs despite Sid the Kid at age 39, I believe. He is leading the league in points. Yeah, he's got a 5 point lead on his Cole Harbor brother there, Nathan McKinnon. So it's interesting, right? We're obviously gonna miss the playoffs. So what we have to do is kind of try to make the roster worse. The only problem with that, if we take a look here, there's actually not a lot to trade off the team. We've got Andre Palat, 6 mil for 1 year. We'll probably get rid of him. We can maybe move Milano as well, but past that, we've talked about it. Malkin, he's not going anywhere. Crosby, we signed him to a 1 year extension worth 16 mil to make sure that he's signed. Finally, get him off that 8.7 and give him the money he deserves to make sure he retires a Penguin. So yeah, we're not going to trade Malkin. We're not going to trade Crosby. We could trade Line. 43 points in 65 games. He's definitely producing well for us. Like that's not an issue. It's just he's all we have with value. And again, he has 1 more year left on his deal at 9 million. So it's not the most attractive contract for a team to take on. The only other guys with trade value, right? Bajorek, Yakimchuk, Kuvinin, Silyav here, Wallinder, Reed. Obviously, we're not going to trade these guys. We do have one comment to go over from last episode, and that comment was left by Josh, and he says that we need Caulfield. Now, after I thought about it for about 2 minutes, it's kind of something I want to do. Now, Cole Caulfield, he's there in Montreal. You ask Habs fans, they probably wouldn't trade him, and in real life, it makes sense for them not to trade him. In the game, however, it's a little bit of a different story, in my opinion. Now, they're kind of deep at forward, Demidov and Slav still got those medium elite potential, still young, still growing. You've got Evans, Wenberg, Bolduc, like they have the depth. If you do look at trade value, there's a couple of prospects here. You've got Hag, you've got Zurovsky. And if you take a look defensively, it's Dobson and Hudson, and it kind of stops. Reinbacher's 22 at 82 overall. I usually don't see him develop very well. Even Caden Gooley, he's not really going to get better than this 84 overall. And you take a look here, there's not a lot of prospects, right? The things, the potentials and the ages that would be considered prospects for these guys, they're already in the show. 22 years old, top 4D. That's your prospect, but he's already playing. Lane Hudson at medium elite. That's your prospect, but he's already a well-established NHLer. This is now his third season. So defense is one thing they kind of lack. And lucky for us, it's something I've kind of built up a lot of. You see, we have Yakimchuk at medium elite, and then Silyav, Wallinder, Reed, those top 4 highs. You've got Brunicky, you've got Pickering, Kesselring. This is an area we've really focused, and we haven't even added DuPont yet. That's something that we're really trying to do. So I think this could help us if, we trade away a Yakimchuk or a Silyav or possibly even Wallinder with another prospect and a pick, and we bring in Cole Caulfield. Now, I did reply to that comment, and I said it wouldn't happen in this video. It would be an off-season type of thing. And the main reason for that is it doesn't make sense for the Canadians to make that move right now. They're, second in the Atlantic, still fighting for a playoff spot. It also doesn't make sense for us to make that move right now, as, we might need Willander to, or Silyev or Yakimchuk to move up to first overall if we don't win the lottery. So yeah, be prepared for that in next episode or even possibly the episode after for us to make a move for Cole Caulfield. That was the only comment on the video. So from here, it really is just about us finding a couple of trades. We'll see what's out there for Patrick Laine. We'll see what's out there for possibly, Kesselring. Other than that, there's not a lot to trade. All these guys are, mostly playing in our NHL lineup right now. We don't want to trade these guys. And like I said, with Silyev and Yakimchuk, they're either going to be traded for Caulfield or they're going to be traded to move up for DuPont, or we might not have to trade at all, and those guys are going to become fixtures in our lineup. So we don't really have any defensemen to trade away unless we want to move Kesselring. It's really forward-wise where the moves are going to be made. And that starts, again, looking at Laine, looking at Milano, and looking at Palat, is maybe seeing if we can get a couple of picks. And we do have Ben Kindle down there in the AHL. He's a depth forward. He's having a pretty good year. I want to keep him down there for the rest of this season. There's also Ilian as well and Vijo Bajork, our top pick from last year's draft. There's some good up-and-coming pieces here. I think the rebuild probably lasts a little bit longer than it's going to in our New York Rangers franchise mode. If you haven't checked that out, make sure to. Again, guys, really going to try hard moving forward here to get you new videos on the channel every day. And if not every day, at least 5 days a week. Without further ado here, we spent a lot of time yapping to start the episode. Let's advance a day and let's head into the trade deadline and see what moves there are to make. We're going to list as a seller. Let's get in here. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what's available. So they have Malkin there listed, but he's clause protected. We will not trade Malkin unless we get offered the most fantastic trade I've ever seen. Again, I want him to retire having only played for Pittsburgh. Patrick Laine, on the other hand, I like that he's up there in the top 10. Hopefully that means we get some offers for him. And let's just scroll through, take a look and see what's really available. Obviously, at the top ends, it's always going to be these, expiring deals, the rentals. It's way down here in the lower overalls where I'm hoping we see a couple of prospects. Nothing too enticing so far. Honestly, just a lot of top nines, a lot of bottom sixes. But there we go. They want to give up Sam O'Reilly. He is a player in the Lightning organization. I kind of like that, the thought of adding him. Montreal's got Zurovsky on the block. There's Diorio, Gaucher. Not too many prospects available. Honestly, I'm kind of disappointed. We're going to go find a trade here. We're going to see what comes up if we look for Patrick Laine and we just go open block with that. Not really too much. A lot of second-round picks being offered. Only 6 trades. Not really any prospects popping up. I'm not a fan of any of those trades. I'm just curious if I do it for Malkin, what pops up. No trades. So probably won't even get offers on Malkin. Other players here that we want to take a look at as well are Palat and Milano. We sort by age. There's Palat. We'll see. So really it looks like we'll get a 7th round pick for him. Not great. Obviously, you would hope to bring back a little bit more than that, but it's understandable. Colorado's a great team. And Palat, he's nearing the end of his career. Let's give him a chance to win another cup. We're going to take this trade. And honestly, knowing that we're really only going to get a 7th for Milano, we're not going to trade him either. And we're going to, again, take a look at Patrick Laine. Oh, and as I am trying to find a trade, the Bruins are sending a trade. It's interesting. It is 2 picks here, a 2nd next year, a 3rd this year, and Matt Dumba. I don't hate this trade. I don't really think we need Matthew Dumba. It's a shame that they're not really wanting to get rid of any prospects, because that would obviously be better for me, make me more enticed to want to get rid of him. But they've got quite a few picks. It looks like they might not even make the playoffs. So what if we take off all of these and we ask for a better second round pick, and then we take on a fourth and a fifth as well? I don't think we're gonna get the first, and they don't even want to give it up. This second should be good, and getting the fourth and the fifth, it just adds a little bit of something. So let's see if they take this trade. We just have to sweeten the deal a little bit. So all I'm gonna do is take off the third and the fifth, and then I'm gonna offer them a fifth instead. And there we go. They'll take that trade. So let's just see if we can sneak a little something something. No, they don't want to get rid of the seventh. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna trade Line to the Bruins. That second round pick should be good. Chicago's not really a great team yet. And honestly, we can just get out of the trade menu now. We know there's not anything else really we need to trade. And you guys are gonna have to give me a moment. I'm gonna have to edit the lines. Since the trades happened, I'm gonna have to do some line management and some roster management most likely as well. Alrighty, guys. Here is what the lines are gonna look like for the rest of the season. You got Kuvoinen, Crosby, and Lekaramaki on line 1. You got Milano, Melkin, McGroarty on line 2. Tomasino, Jost, and Olofsson. And then bringing up the fourth line, you've got Lind, Heinen, and Brazeau. I tried some different lineup combinations. I couldn't get rid of these minuses here. That's one thing we're going to have to do in the offseason. Do a little bit of scouting just to see if we can get some players who better fit our bottom six. Defensively, I believe these are the same pairings. The only difference is Kalevin's actually playing now. I guess he wasn't before. It was actually Joseph that was in, and part of that could be just... So I know I just recently uploaded the last episode, but I filmed that way back in, September, I want to say, right? That's was when we started the franchise. So obviously it's almost February now. So, I'm not as familiar with what was really happening with the team since it's been so long. She lost some Bloomquist, though. They're still going to be the goalies. Down here in the AHL, we do have some moves to make as well. Let's just do the head coach preferred lines. I don't even really remember how these lines were set up. I just know, honestly, our top prospects are playing in the top 6. Defensively, I just want to make sure that Yakimchuk plays on that line, and that Yakimchuk is also on the power play, and after that, we're golden. So there we go, guys. We get the line set up for the rest of the year. Hopefully, trading away Line, trading away Palat just kind of helps us lose some more games. I don't think we're a playoff team in any means. I would love for us to be able to hopefully keep the offense up. To see Sid win one last Art Ross would be pretty sweet, especially at 39 years old. But this team is not a playoff team. We're so far below in the standings that even us winning all these games doesn't worry me. I know that we're too far out to make a push. We're not going to take a look at the draft class. We're not too worried there. We are above 500 now, which is interesting. Again, just scoring these goals, getting these 3-goal games, these 4-goal games, it just tells you that the offense is clicking enough that you're Crosby, Koivunen, Malkin, Lekaramaki, and hopefully McGroarty as well. Those guys are just getting the points they need to stay that overall and for the young guys to grow, right? This is just the beginning of the rebuild, right? We want to get DuPont, and even when we get DuPont, doesn't mean, okay, rebuild done. We got Bajork, we got McKenna, or we got DuPont, sorry. We can just start winning. It's not going to happen like that. It's going to take time. We still need other prospects. As we finish the year 36, 37, and 9, we'll take a look there. You can see we are 7th in the Metro. Go ahead, do a little bit of a deep stats dive before I sim to the end of the playoffs. You can see there, Kuvanen Koivunen. I know I don't know how to say this guy's name. Machine's gonna roast me if he watches this video. Sorry, Pittsburgh fans. I'm never gonna pronounce his name right. But Crosby, 105 points at 39 years old. Wow. Like, what else can you say to that? But wow, he's 94 overall. The kid hasn't missed a step. As you can see, last year for us in year one, he had 97 points. So he's just hopefully he can hit 2,000 points. That'd be pretty sweet. But yeah, Crosby, 105 points. Kuvinen, 75 points. He's pretty much doubled up that point total from last season. So hopefully he gets some growth. His trade value was high for a third line scoring forward. So hopefully that means growth is coming. We've got him on a pretty good deal. Still 2 years left after this one. Lekaramaki, he needs a new deal, so we'll take a look at that before we end this episode as well. But 68 points, his first full year in Pittsburgh, second full year in the league. Would love to see him become more of a goal scorer, but great season nonetheless. And then it really falls off, right? Rucker only with 47 points in his rookie campaign, but honestly, the second line was just not as good as the first. So that's completely understandable. Hopefully that helps him get some good growth there. Tomasino with 33. Wielander leading the way defensively in points scored at the age of 22 with 32 points. Pretty good season from the kid. Kesselring there with 31. And there's not really much else to bring up, right? Like Pickering at 23 points. He's a defensive defenseman. He's never going to put up points. Graves, we don't really care about Graves. We don't really care about Liljegren either, right? These guys, not a part of the future. They're not really going to grow. Kudos to Cole Lind, getting the call up here to finish the year in Pittsburgh, having a solid 16-game campaign there. Same thing with Clevin. Now, take a look at the goalies. It's pretty clear. Shelos was the starter. It's actually unfortunate Bloomqvist didn't hit the 25-game mark. But he did pretty good. A 909 save percentage on one of the worst defensive teams in the league is really good, especially that winning record. Bloomqvist completely crapped the bed, though. It's okay. He does have that potential, but again, we know he's not hitting it, right? He's too old. And he's just kind of a stopgap, right? Murashov and Lascelles, I think hopefully we have him. Those are the guys that we're going to be looking to for the future. As let's take a look around the league here, give our little guesstimate at who is going to win some awards. So Otter, Demko, Vasi, the only goalies above a 920. We look at the goals against Otter, Demko, and Vasi again. Otter had the most shutouts, so he is my pick. But Vasi could steal it away. He had more wins, even though he has the worst numbers out of the three. And we take a look at the rookie campaign. Berkeley Catton leads the way with 59 points. I do think, however, McKenna will get the Calder just because the plus minus is better. That's just my guess. I could be wrong. And solid season out of Rutger, even though he's a little bit more mature, right? He's already 23. These guys are, 21 and 19. But still, 47 points, third for rookie scores. That is really good and nice to see. Defensively, Cale Makar, it's his Norris to lose. They're the only point per game defenseman. But Dobson could steal it away. Again, the plus minus is a lot higher. And there is what we wanted to see. At the age of 39, on a rebuilding Pittsburgh team, Sidney Crosby leads the league in points, 105 to secure what is that going to be? Let's see, Art Ross. So he's only won the Art Ross twice. So it's going to be his third Art Ross trophy. My opinion, shouldn't be the MVP of the league since we didn't make the playoffs, but unreal, man. I'm so happy that, we probably won't get a chance to win Sid another cup. At least he could win some hardware to end his career. And now we do want to take a look at the AHL. So Bjork and Kindle lead the way with 51 points apiece. Yakimchuk with 45. But again, this was not a good constructed team. And if anything is going to change in the offseason in next episode, it's going to be how we run our farm team because we need them to have good seasons. Now, Murshov is a 79. He's listed as a backup. He is coming to the show next season. So, hopefully we can get another goalie prospect down here. It'll mean Sogard could definitely get in the lineup. But again, most of our prospects aren't going to make the jump from the NHL or from the CHL or from the draft to the NHL, right? They're going to have a pit stop in Wilkes-Barre. So at the very least, our AHL team needs to be filled with talent so that we can plug and play these prospects so that we can, they can experience winning, right? Because a winning organization, like that winning culture, in my opinion, is what's really going to help these guys to, flourish and grow. Kindle most likely jumps up to the NHL next year, but for Bajork, that's not a guarantee, right? So if Bajork, Yakimchuk, Ilian, if these guys have to be down here another year, we need this team to be winning. So that is the biggest thing that will change next season. Next episode will be that AHL team, bring in a whole new coaching staff. We'll go the whole 9 yards. In the NHL though, I'm still happy with Dan Muse. Again, the teaching is A+. Could the coach influence be a little bit better? Yeah. But we can't really be mad at this guy. We hired him when we're rebuilding. Can't be mad to say, oh, well, you didn't make the playoffs. Well, we're not a playoff team, right? So we've got no playoffs, AHL or NHL. So I'm just going to sim all the way to June. And we'll pick this up for you guys when we see who lifts Lord Stanley's Cup. All right, guys, you can see here it's Game 7 between Washington and Colorado. Is Palat going to get his Stanley Cup? Doesn't get it. The San Jose Sharks have fired Ryan Warsofsky. And yeah, the Washington Capitals, they win in Game 7. They win the Cup. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trophies here really quick, the awards. So the Capitals, obviously, they won the Cup. The President's Trophy went to the Avs. Crosby, your Art Ross winner, breaks Kucherov's 3-year streak. McKinnon with the Hart makes 100% sense. Makar with the Norris. Suzuki picks up a Lady Byng. And yeah, I called it, guys. McKenna won out on the call there. Had to be because of the plus minus. Dylan Strome actually picking up a Conn Smythe. Good to see. Ottinger with the Vesna. Shesty there with the M. Jennings. Alexiak winning the Masterton. Good job there, Brunette, getting your Jack Adams trophy. Matthews winning a Selk trophy. Okay, that's interesting. McKinnon with the Ted Lindsay, and he also wins the Maurice Richard trophy as well. So yeah, didn't think Crosby was going to get anything other than this, but happy he showed he still has it. He's one of the best in the league. And we'll just quickly look through the AHL. As always, you can see we didn't win any awards. So now we just have to get up to the draft lottery, right? We want to see where we're going to pick. Also, just remembering, we want to take a look at what Lekaramaki wants for a contract. So let's take a look, see all expiring. So Malkin doesn't want to come back. He's coming back. He's coming back. He's coming back. He's retiring a pen. We're gonna give him a lot of money to come back. I don't care. I don't think he says no to this, and we can afford it. There we go. He accepts. Sorry, Malkin. We want you and Crosby to retire Penguins, okay? What can I say? What can I say? Lekaramaki here up to 85 overall. He wants 5.4. That's reasonable. I think that's a pretty fair deal. Kind of a bridge deal. Also, McGroarty wants a bridge deal as well, a 1-year deal. I'd feel a bit more comfortable if we took him to 2 years, but we want to either be 1, 2, or 3 years, or we want to be like 6, 7, 8 years, because we don't want to do this 4 or 5 where he goes pretty much right into that unrestricted free agency. We either want to have him long term or we want to have more time to negotiate. Owen Pickering up to an 83. He wants a stupid amount of money. Like a stupid amount of money. So hopefully that means that there's some trade value on him. Yeah, we're not going to pay that. I'll tell you that right now. We're not even going to come close to that. Maybe if he's got some trade value, we'll trade him at the draft. Shelos wants to come back. I want to bring back Shelos, a 2-year, $2.4 million deal. I like it. Murashov as well wants to come back. He only wants a 1-year deal. I'm perfectly fine with the 1-year deal. Bloomfist, we'll hold off on. We won't bring him back just yet because I don't think we really need him, right? We're going to want to find a goalie prospect. We actually don't have LaSalle, so that's only in New York. I'm a little bit confused here, guys, running the two similar rebuilding franchise modes at the same time. So forgive me there. So yeah, we got to find our goalie prospect in this draft. Or we got to trade for one. So now that we've taken a look at that, we've brought back Malkin. You guys see what McGroarty and Lekkerimäki want. Let's just sim right up to the draft lottery. And we were 10th. We didn't move up, so we've got quite the hill to climb if we're going to go after DuPont. And this is where we're just going to freeze. We'll take a quick look at the draft class. None of it is scouted out, which is just the most amount of fun. So if we're picking 10th, we're most likely looking for like what? Blonda, Cripps, Ballard. I'll tell you right now, the top 5, they've got to be all but what? Guaranteed to be medium elite. The top 6 or 7 is guaranteed medium elite. We're trading up 100%. Okay, we need medium elite talent. DuPont is obviously that franchise defenseman. He's who we want. If we can't get him, we'll do draft interviews in between, in next episode. We'll look at, drafting a Alexei Joseph. Appears to be a power forward. There's no scouting report on him, right? You've got Latinen, he's a winger, but again, we need a center, right? I know Vijo Bajork is also a center, but he could also be moved to the wing. We want to make sure that we get that Sidney Crosby replacement. We most likely won't draft Bouchard if we do not get DuPont. We will go forward. I know Jacobson's medium elite. I'm not too sure about England, and Penkin's obviously not. So interesting. It sucks that our scouts don't want to do their jobs. Hopefully we can redo the scouting. And boom, there you go. Here's the goalie prospect. 2 years ETA. Oh my goodness. We might draft this guy in the first round. We could take a look at the draft board, see where our picks fall. So yeah, we've got Chicago's 2nd round pick. Doesn't say where, but that's what, 32nd? Somewhere in there, right? They were one of the worst teams in the league. We don't have our 2nd. Or no, we do. Okay. I see. So they have the 2nd. So we have the 2nd pick in round 2 and the 10th pick in round 2. Okay. A little bit confused on the order of things. So yeah, we're for sure going to get that goalie 100%. Again, Joseph, somebody we would look at. Bathel, somebody we would look at, as well as Pelosi. Let me know your guys' thoughts, as always, down below. Should we even move up for DuPont? We do have quite a bit of defense prospects, but we didn't get McKenna, and I just really think that franchise player, whether it be forward or offense, is what's going to be needed for us to accelerate this rebuild in a way that we will be a cup contender. The top 4 highs and the top 6 highs aren't going to cut it. We need some franchise players. We need those medium elite players. We have to move up to get one to ensure this team's future is successful. But, like I said, let me know your guys' thoughts on that in the comment section down below. As always, thank you, YouTube, so much for giving me your time. I appreciate it. Again, I am trying to pump out these franchise mode videos. Again, if not every day, 5 days a week. So make sure to subscribe. Click that bell so you get notified when new videos come out. Join the Discord. Link is in the description. Make sure to like and subscribe. And YouTube, we'll see you in the next one.